Sometimes. If that's all you're looking for, you can just click off now, but that would negatively affect my watch time, so please stick around. It's not really a secret at this point that Hypixel Skywars is in a rough spot. The community behind it isn't actively growing, and because of that, just about nobody left is still learning the game. This means everyone sweats and plays like their life depends on it. It's much different than what it was like when I started playing back in 2014. I think that's why Skywars' active player count continues to fall, and why a lot of people don't seem to be enjoying the game anymore. Hell, while I was recording footage for this video, this dude literally named Skywars Bad joined my lobby and said leave some morphine at the door. Like, dude, this guy's straight up not having a good time. I wanted to get a bit more information about the community's opinion on the game, so I went on the Hypixel forums, and the first thread I found was actually just called Skywars Isn't Fun Anymore. There's a couple theories in this thread saying why things got worse, but in my opinion, the main reason is just time passing. A game is naturally going to evolve and change competitively the more the community behind it learns the optimal ways to play. Competitive Minecraft also is just substantially more mainstream than it was when the game is new. But do those things mean the game just isn't fun anymore? The answer clearly depends on who you ask, and a lot of people would say yes. However, I've been on the fence about this for the last several months. Undoubtedly, the game is in the worst state it's been since I became a fan of the game mode, but the game is still built pretty well. The maps are usually pretty good, I like the progression of kits and perks, and the most important thing of all, the variety in the gameplay is still there. I love finding new strategies and ways to win the game. I've played thousands of Skywars games, and even today, I find myself in cool scenarios I've never encountered in any other game of Skywars. I think a lot of it depends on how you play the game. I think the Skywars meta has just been to choose one of the same handful of kits and strategies, and to me this just isn't fun. Doing the same thing every single game makes it get stale and also makes it frustrating when it doesn't work. I'll rarely change my kit, but I often like to use different playstyles depending on the map, the loot I get, and the behavior of my opponents. It's interesting to have to adapt to how other people play the game because a lot of people will play the game differently, and you won't really know what you're getting yourself into until you're fighting them. As I've said though, a lot of the playstyles have gotten very similar and will blend together, but you still don't really know what kind of player you're fighting until you're actually in combat with them. Some people might hate that and prefer if everyone was more consistent with how they played and didn't try weird or unique strategies to win, but I think you need that in order to keep it interesting. And to be clear, I'm not talking about covering the entire map in water and using the salmon kit. That is not fun. Use chivalry at least. But even despite that feeling of every game having the opportunity to be something you've never encountered before, sometimes the game straight up sucks to play. Bad streaks of games, annoying players, you name it. Some days things will just go wrong and you won't want to play. I've had plenty of those days, and I won't lie, they're more frequent now than ever before. I won't ramble too much about it since I think just about everyone knows those flaws with the game and they're given quite a bit of discussion. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any easy solution to the problem. I've seen removing skill-based matchmaking cited as a solution from time to time, and I can kind of see why. I don't think removing it at this point would get rid of the majority of the sweats in my games, but I also think the problem could be improved that way. I just have my doubts it'll be all that substantial. Keep in mind that my perspective is coming from someone who mostly stuck with solo Skywars, as very few people I've known really like the game mode. But honestly, I think it's a lot easier to enjoy Skywars as a social tool and to play teams mode with friends. I've met people through this game, and it's given me opportunities to get to know people I might not otherwise. For me, playing with friends allows me to let loose and not really care about performance. Hell, I'd often solo queue in teams, or play with bad players. I've played with my brother before, he doesn't sweat this game. That positive mindset for me, though, is just so much easier to maintain when I'm with people I enjoy talking to, instead of just by myself, unhappy that I lost another game. So here's my main point. The game is undeniably worse than it used to be, but when you have the right energy for it, Skywars can still be a lot of fun. Try new strategies to keep the game fresh. Stop thinking so much about your kill to death or win to loss ratios. Relax and focus on just laughing and having a good time. Because after all, it's a game, right? Games are just meant to be fun. I haven't really done much scripted content on this channel before, so if you enjoyed it, let me know. Hey, I just felt like experimenting some new things, so if you liked it, just press the button, I guess. You know the one. I don't need to tell you all the stuff, but you could also hit the bell too if you want to, if you really want to see more. Anyway, I'll be back with some other video soon, maybe with more energy than this one. I don't know. Bye!